and let's take a quick tour of our AI Compliance Manager solution. When you enter the system, the first thing you see is the dashboard. However, before we take a look at the dashboard, let's take a quick tour of how you navigate. First, you have a navigation panel. Over here in the administration is where you can set up roles, users, and in the entities, you set up your business entities, your departments, and your third parties. This allows you to allocate automated control or compliance reviews to those selected entities. The dashboard we'll touch upon in a minute, and the compliance review is where AI performs the compliance or control reviews powered by AI instead of manually. You can change your system language to the preferred one. You can also change the analysis language. We'll come back to that in a second. Now, let's take a look at your management cockpit, the dashboard. First of all, you can select which entity framework detail controller, and even down to that control area level, and the range for the data you want to see. What you see is, first of all, an overall compliance level that is easily understandable. As you mature your compliance or control level, the dashboard will obviously update as we improve. You also see on a more granular level, per requirement area, how you perform. You can also see that for other areas, there have been no automated control or compliance reviews. If you prefer to view it in terms of an average percentage compliance score, you can easily switch to this view by selecting the average compliance level. Further down, you get an overview of the analysis that has been performed, first with the top 5 storing documents, and later on with the lowest documents. For each of those, you see what has been updated, which area has been analyzed, what's the status of the AI analysis, when it was processed, and the score. The score is an average calculated based on the defined methodology. Let's look at compliance reviews here. I moved into the area of internal control over financial reporting. The way the system works, and let's just hide the navigation panel, is that you get a date, you name your review, and your scope, allowing you to easily find it again through normal search. You select the entity you want to set up for review, then choose the control or compliance framework and the specific control. You're basically ready to proceed. This means that you can now select the control you want to analyze and view its requirements and objectives. It is recommended that evidence be provided that helps the users upload the relevant material, and you see references to the relevant framework in detail. When you have selected the controls you want to analyze, you simply drag and drop. And if you have more documents, no problem. Our solution can analyze multiple documents against a range of requirements. If you do that, it is important to select a consolidated result so the AI considers all documents against all the selected requirements. If you want to change the outcome language, you can certainly do that. That means that the analysis comes out in the language selected, and then you basically press submit. What happens now is the document moves into processing, first pending, and then within minutes it will have been processed compared to days or hours from a human analysis. If you want to look at an example, here you see multiple documents that have been analyzed. Here's a reconciliation file that has been processed within tax and payroll. If you want to examine the individual controls analyzed, in this case only one, you can see here the requirement description, the objective, and a reference to the relevant framework. To download the uploaded document, please proceed here. If you want to download the result and have it come out in Excel for easy incorporation into the report, you do it here. However, if you just want to see the analysis, this is where to go. What you now see is again the requirements to the left, and then the AI-generated control or compliance analysis. It always calculates the percentage of compliance. And then it starts by describing in high-level quality what is good and why, with arguments, and afterwards elaborating on what is actually missing. In this case, a review by HR and finance has not been uploaded with evidence. As you can see here, the AI has reviewed 3 different documents. It could be more, it could be less. Now, that was a quick tour of our solution, which is one of the first and definitely the strongest AI automated control and compliance analysis functional systems. We hope that you enjoyed it.